Welcome. My name is Penelope Chatterton. Welcome to Awaken the Dream. My friends, I have returning friends that came today to sit with me from Shine 333 in Sandwich. Steve Cordry and Jeanne Reilly Burgess are blessing our stage today, and they're delightful, energetic, enthusiastic, and I'm very happy to talk to them today about secular spirituality. Hello.
Hello.
That's an interesting concept. Putting two things together like that. Where'd you come up with that title?
Well, I didn't actually. I was fortunate enough last November to be present at the Boston Garden with the Dalai Lama, and an intimate gathering of about 10,000 people.
Personal invitation.
Personal invitation. And the part of what he offered to us that day was the term secular spirituality, and what he was relating it to was his philosophy, and that at the basic level, human beings want to be happy. Everyone wants a happy life, and that what we need is a spirituality that transcends the boundaries of religion, ethnicity, nationality, gender, sexual orientation.
Yep.
Something that what he called secular in nature.
Yeah.
Goes beyond the traditional silos.
Yeah, that's profound.
It was.
You know, if we can cut through all of those layers and all of those institutions and all of that, we're all one, we're all the same, we all have the same heart, the same oneness within us. So I like the idea that he's saying we can be happy, because we need to hear that a lot. Yeah. What do you say, Jeanne?
I say we say it a lot at Shine. It's, I think, one of our foundational principles that we're here to be happy.
Yeah.
Like reconnect to the joy of life and the adventure. And it's amazing how much resistance there is in people.
That's what I'm getting at. Yes.
Yes.
Well, are you serious? Be happy? How can we do that?
Yes. Joey.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw Carolyn Mace and Wayne Dyer maybe 2 or 3 years ago in Boston as well. And I was so surprised because Carolyn, because we're on a first name basis, you know, was talking, and she was saying how when people come to her and she's like, what do you want? And they're like, I want to be happy. That for her, that seemed very substandard.
Really?
Like she really was like, nope, come back to me when you're serious. And her shtick was I tell them to go peel potatoes and come back when they're serious. And I was so taken aback, like completely taken aback, because I'm sitting there going,
what's wrong with one?
I thought that was the whole point, to be happy. But I was also very aware, she's on the stage with thousands of people and I'm in the seat. So.
So what could she mean by that?
I think what she went on to say is, for her, when you get to the point in your own growth that you realize you want to be of service, that's when she wants to talk to you. But she wasn't connecting that idea that when you're in service you can be happy.
Yeah. Or when you're in service, that is happiness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So to come for a personal, I want to be happy, just fell flat on its face.
Right, but I think it speaks to, in our culture, there's this idea that if happy is frivolous. Happiness must be devoid of service.
Must be selfish.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So I want.
Yep.
Right, and I think what he was saying is that it's a primary human condition. We are here to be happy. And he also went on to talk about what is it that makes you truly happy.
Yeah.
And the difference between what's happening out here and what you have versus what's going on inside of you, your own peace and equanimity, your own joy of service.
Yeah.
Like, really, what is it that makes you truly happy?
We talk about that a lot at Shine, even that whole idea of what truly makes you happy versus what you've been programmed to believe.
Yes.
Right, you keep feeding yourself with all these empty things and you're still not happy.
Well, it's kind of like earth plane education.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what's important, we kind of get spoon-fed a lot of that, what we're supposed to be looking for and working for, and the job, the prestige, the right car, the money.
Just keeps you on the hamster wheel.
Yeah, I mean, we need compassion. We have really been inundated with all these trinkets.
Yeah, trinkets, activities, distractions, you name it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how dare we face up to those things that we've been taught by schools and moms and dads and institutions? I mean, don't they know more than we do?
Not about me.
No. No.
Not about who you are.
Not about who I am.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody sent me home to meditate in school.
No, although we're
getting there.
Starting to happen.
Yeah.
It's starting to happen. I also want to add, though, this idea that because of all those things, it's, there's like a disconnect between feeling worthy and happy. All these things we keep doing is, that's what we see in people. They're doing all these things to feel worthy.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, you can't take up space just being happy.
Yeah.
That's
right.
That's a waste of you here on earth.
Yeah.
And we're here to say, no, find what makes you happy and do it.
Yeah.
And then you give everyone else permission to do the same.
Yeah. Sounds like being vulnerable is a very good thing. Being human, being okay with whatever you are. You're real.
With whatever you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a big lesson for me in my life, and recently it's just, can I allow myself to be human? Can I accept myself with all of my
warts,
bald spots,
big feet,
all that?
I know, isn't that interesting? Yeah.
Until I can do that, it's hard to accept anyone else or trust their acceptance of me.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's so true. How can anybody love me if I don't?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're all working on that.
We are all working on that.
And that's if you talk about shine, I think that's really what we're there for, to provide a place, a space where people can, in their own way, and with our support and the support of the people around them, let go of the baggage that we've been talking about, connect to their unique vibration of happiness, peace, joy, service.
Yeah.
And
I would think dumping all of their false notions about themselves in a support group would just be very liberating. You clear that away with grace that you give them, and then what are they going to do with that except, oh, that feels so good?
yes.
I think that's critical.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think at Shine, too, we're very much about the openness of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a formulaic, like, here's how you need to do it, or here's what will make you happy. It's not at all. It's to help you figure out what is for you.
Yeah. Tell us more about the Shine, because we're talking about Shine like everybody who's watching knows exactly what that is.
You mean they don't?
Oh, I bet they do. But, you know, you have a beautiful studio. I checked out your website. You do multi-dimensional healing modes. You do group work. And you're located in Sandwich. Mm-hmm. And you've been at it 2 years. Mm-hmm. And how do people find you? And can they call you? And
absolutely.
Tell us about your programs.
Sure. Well, people can find us on the web at shine333.com, and all of the contact information and emails and phone numbers are there.
Yep.
Address, maps, virtual tour, whatever you want to know. And actually, our conversations are on our homepage.
I love that.
And I think we'll be putting these up there as well. And it's a space that was formerly a Montessori school that we've converted into just a beautiful, energetic space for people to come and do the work that we're doing. And it's all kinds of things. I mean, we do regular yoga programs, regular meditations.
Excellent.
We have classes and workshops that Jeanne and I present. And I would say now we're beginning to see it in a way that is more like a community resource than necessarily just a platform for us to do our work.
Yeah.
I mean, it always will be.
Yeah.
But so we're starting to invite people in. And do you want to say a little bit about what we've done in that regard, or? No?
Well, I like the word community.
Yeah.
You're in Sandwich, and you're trying to let people know what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's the Cape. I mean, it's not And it's an older population. And, you know, there are things that we have to do to let people know we're here and what we do and that we're not scary, above all. You know, we're human and we're real, and that's what you two are. And
yeah, there's a lot. When we did the open house in the fall, one of the things we heard loud and clear were people saying, we just want a place. We want a place to be with like-minded people. And a lot of those were people just starting some sort of non-traditional journey, I'll call it.
okay.
So they were just looking for a place where they could explore some of those feelings and be supported.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to
You're
provide.
perfect for that.
And just meet them, where they're at.
Yeah.
And
That's
go from
so
there.
important.
Meet them where they're
I mean,
at.
I've seen in the past where you've had practitioners that expect a certain level from you when you come in and it doesn't last 10 minutes. You really do have to meet people where they are, because where they are is perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the big message.
And there's nowhere else to meet them.
No, and that's who they are, and that's, you know, when we think of all our chapters where we've been and what we've been like, you know, we've forgiven those.
Oh goodness, I laugh.
Have you?
I laugh all the time.
I do
I
too.
was out. Now I'm the woman now who I collect crystals like crazy. They're all over Shine. I give them away to people. But it wasn't 10 years ago. I would have been like, seriously?
Are you kidding?
Get a job.
I know. Don't those stages, though, warm your heart when you
Yes.
think about how important they were and how you immersed yourself in them?
Yes.
Oh, and you grew in them and you vibrated to them, and then don't you
Yes.
notice after a while they get stale or outworn, or
Yes.
we're
Well,
creative.
Yes. Well, and I feel that's really what Shine is for us and for me, and is the next iteration of expression.
Yeah.
For a long time, I was involved in the unity movement, which I am sort of teethed
Yeah.
on, on that philosophy, and it grew me, and I supported it and became a minister and all of that.
Yeah, and it worked.
And
for
it
you
worked.
at the-
It worked, and I think it worked for the people that, I was supporting as well. But then I came to a place where I needed that next level
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
freedom of expression,
Yeah.
and to incorporate things that
Yeah.
were new to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's marvelous.
Yeah.
I think that's exciting when that happens and a new chapter begins and you're ready for it and you're excited because it's new
Yes.
and you're exploring and something is working that you're growing with it.
And when you come back to the idea of happy,
Yeah.
like for me, one aspect of happy is when you're in full self-expression.
Yeah.
So trying to help people be in full self-expression, whatever it is for you.
Yeah.
And really whatever your spirituality is for you, whatever your art is for
Or
you.
your lack of spirituality.
Or lack of it.
is.
Just whatever's uniquely you.
Yeah.
And that's when people are happy.
Yeah.
And when you
Being
can
real.
feel accepted and supported in that.
Yeah. Well, we can be cautious about that in our own homes and with folks that we know. We sometimes put on a mask because we sense what's appropriate and what's not. So a place like yours is like a needed home to come on in and just be who you are, because anything goes here, right?
Yeah. Well, and helping peel off those masks is a lot of what we do.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
it is liberating. It can also be painful.
Yeah.
It can also be painful. Because there's that in-between place, right, where you let go of the mask, but you're not quite over here yet. So now you're like,
Well, can you get scared when you take off the
Sure.
mask? It's like,
now you don't.
Now
Someone
what?
might see you.
yeah.
Well, right, and it's served you in some way that
Yeah.
keeping you
Safe.
feel safe, and giving you a easily default way of showing up, a comfortable, familiar way of being.
Yeah.
But right, when you
Yeah.
dare to examine that and see what it is,
Yeah.
and try to determine how closely that really matches what's happening
Yeah.
in here. Yeah, it can be very scary.
Yeah, I know some folks can live with that mask forever.
For sure.
And hang on forever, just because that's a decision that makes their current life work.
Absolutely.
And that's okay too.
Yep.
But that happens, and we all know folks like that are just going to be like that.
Yeah. But even in that, if you can make it a conscious choice.
Yeah.
Like if you're aware of what you're doing and why.
Exactly.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with it.
So like when you're in the process of taking off your mask, like give yourself permission to make a mistake.
Ah,
Like one of my favorite examples is someone who's learning to speak their truth.
yeah.
They're probably going to overspeak here or there, or you know, take out their anger on the wrong person here or there as they strive to let it out.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Just up front,
yeah,
just accept that
in your practice
you're going to do that.
You can screw up.
Yeah, yeah. Better to screw up than just keeping still.
Yeah, keeping stuff pent up and locked inside you is dangerous to your health.
It is. It's dangerous to your health.
All kinds of health, mental, physical, emotional, all of that. It wants to come out.
Well, it's interesting, you know, as you know, I've had lots of issues with my heart, but one of the things that when I met Jeanne, I met her as a healer first before we became co-teachers and friends and partners, and one of the things that she helped me to see that in my work as a minister, I wasn't allowing, I was holding on to a lot of what I was receiving from the people I was trying to support and help.
Yeah.
And so we together created this like energetic highway to allow those energies to pass through rather than keeping them all pent up inside me.
Yeah.
So.
And that view, and that's like a template of a type of person, right, who thinks that that's their worth.
Yes.
That I'm holding all this pain for people. I'm the soul of compassion for them.
Yeah.
It's great as long as you're not harming yourself in the process.
Martyrdom goes so far.
Yeah. No good. No
And
good.
it wasn't really even conscious, you know, that it was not even conscious.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have described myself as a martyr, but there's an element of that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to take on this.
Yep.
I can do
it. I'm here
That's
for
my
you.
job.
Yes.
It's my job.
And I can't be happy in the face of your pain.
Right.
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 You know, yeah, so caregivers have a terrible time if they don't get it, that they can overserve and all of a sudden, well, there are workshops for those folks.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
We see a lot of that.
I'll bet.
We sort of have a niche because of Jeanne's connection to the school. We have some teachers, some young mothers, a lot of younger mothers, 30s, 40s, and then naturally they're wanting to care for their families and their children.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to have them to get them to a place where they can make a choice for themselves.
Yeah, get them to show up. Like, they have the niggle, they have the desire, they'll drop in, they have an experience, they love it, and then they get sucked right back into their responsibilities.
Yeah.
Really, to get them to choose to give themselves 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it can make all the difference.
Yeah.
All the difference.
Well, then you get grumpy. And then you can, some traits can come out which doesn't serve anybody.
Right.
Yeah, taking a breather, taking 5, taking a break. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where yoga classes, breathing, doing something for yourself.
Self-exploration, even.
Yes.
Well, and
Or-
nurturing.
Yeah, or go get a cup of coffee. Like, it's
You're getting
doesn't have to be at Shine.
yeah, you're getting too deep now.
Something for yourself.
A nap.
Oh.
Love naps.
I don't nap
It's
much.
amazing to me, though, a nap, when you're really wigged out with energy and nervousness and stress, how that really does the trick. Really.
Like a reset.
10 minutes.
Yes, I call it Control-Alt-Delete. And the screen goes blank, and then you reset.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you wonder, gee, I've got energy back.
Yeah. Just need a little checkout.
Yep.
We teach that, in the work with the kids. I've been doing work in the
Yes,
schools.
tell me more about the children.
Well, it's kind of all these different themes, because you talk about secular spirituality. Like, what I'm doing with them, to me, feels spiritual, but just because of my frame of reference.
Yeah.
But it's totally secular. I mean, everyone has feelings. Everyone gets upset. Everyone needs to figure out how to show up in a group.
Yeah.
It's all that kind of work. But the pause, like teaching children how to take a break in a positive way.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it's used for kids in a negative way.
Yeah.
Like, go take a break, or go have time out.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that timeout word.
But it can be positive.
It can.
To teach them themselves, like,
Yeah.
I need to take a break. I need to go, and give them just a simple process to pull all the yucky feelings out and put them into the ground, and then pull in some good feelings.
Yeah.
And
Secular to me is interesting. You were talking about the Dalai Lama and trying to get all of these elements of what we live with together. Secular is a good word. I mean, it can house everything, and it can be a safe place to sort of pull in the core of who someone is and the principles of living happily and sharing and loving and serving and
Respect.
Respect.
Basic.
Yep.
Compassion.
The whole mindfulness movement.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm just kind of thinking this through for myself, but I think that is like the foundation of the secular spirituality. Right? It's not tied to any tradition, it's not tied to any belief, it's just tied to the basic tuning into you.
Yeah.
Right? We can all agree on that.
Yeah.
But I think it is a platform, because
Yeah.
then when I tune into me, I might go this way, like you might go this way.
Yeah.
But it gives us a common platform that we can all agree on.
Yeah.
Is healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've seen some, I've been fortunate enough to participate with Jeanne in our Littlest Shaman program, which is a
I love
Sunday
that.
morning experience for the kids, and they take to it so readily. It's so easy for them to enter into those spaces, and they really do have experiences and develop skills to live their life from a more peaceful and positive place.
I bet you they're pretty open, aren't they?
They're very open.
You're catching them early.
And it's really all about teaching them to get their own guidance.
Yeah.
Like their own. It's not about feeding them, it's about taking them on meditative journeys to get their own guidance. Because you figure if you can teach them that now.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Right.
Listening to the still small voice.
Listening
How
to
do you
the-
handle teaching that to children? Is that hard? I mean, or is that going over the line, that there is protection and there is someone that's guiding you? And
Well, at Shine, we have more freedom, right?
Yeah.
At Shine, we have more freedom how we teach it. But
Yeah.
like, for example, you take them on a meditative journey into nature, and you tell them that there's a bird guide waiting for them.
Oh.
And they all do it, like there's no problem.
Yeah.
They meet their bird, they all go off and have an adventure, and then they come back with the message from their bird, and they draw a picture of their bird. And I'm really into the spiritual art thing, Penelope. I'm really in art will save the world. I'm so into it.
Yeah.
They make a creation of a representation of their meditation.
Yeah.
But every so often, like, we sound the chimes to connect to the energy and put it into their artwork.
Yeah.
And then they take that home with them and put it in their house as a reminder, or I would say as a continual emanation of their experience.
And when they go into nature again, they'll be aware.
Yes.
They'll be aware they had an experience that they could look maybe for another bird.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an opening.
It is. But then you see, and this is one of the challenges, some people would be very open to that with their children.
Yeah.
Some people would
Yeah.
not be.
Yeah.
And again, so then you pull back to how to find the way to reach people where they are in a way that's comfortable and still opening.
Yeah.
And not closing.
Yeah. We're down to our last 4.5 minutes. So I want my friends to know that you are in Sandwich. Your website is Shine333. You can both be reached. And they'll find out by looking at your website the variety. They could come to you with something they want to do that you might not have on your website, that you could say, sure.
Yes.
That you could accept, you could deal with that.
Absolutely. We're very creative. And
Like someone could call that has some kids or neighborhood kids, and they want an umbrella to come into and solve something or work on something. They could bring a creative thing to you, and you could run with it.
Absolutely.
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 That's good for them to know.
yeah, thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah. It's a great space to do that kind of thing in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do couple work? Do you do any couple work?
Yeah, we've done.
We
we've
have.
done. Yep, we enjoy it.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
done some. It's a very trusting place to be in together.
Yeah.
But we really feel if you can deal with both people in the relationship together from the same perspective, it'll make movement faster.
Yeah.
Yep. And we do healing work. Jeannie's an amazing healer. And I've had firsthand experience with that. I would say we're both teachers.
Yeah.
That's probably, if I were to say what spiritual gift have I been given, I feel like that's it.
Yeah. That makes you happy.
It does. It makes me so happy.
It does.
Yeah. Serving. And you know, that special niche that we all have, which keeps changing, it keeps getting more and more refined and deeper and more you and more you.
Yeah.
I just think once you hang on for the ride, you just don't have to know what's next, but you know there'll be something else.
Yeah.
As you work whatever chapter you're in.
Yep, I think so too. I think so too.
We were at, I mentioned this house concert earlier that I was at last night, and one of the songs that John Flynn, who was an amazing singer-songwriter, shared was called Trust the Rope, which is about climbing, and how when you're at the end of your resources and you don't know how to move, just reach out and keep trusting that rope, which to me is the Spirit, guiding, leading, bringing us to what's next.
Yeah, it's amazing in meditation what we find. It's just amazing in our last 2 minutes as we sit in the presence and know somebody knows you're here and has a special word or mission for you, or if it's going to tell you exactly what to do today.
Yep.
That's awesome.
We teach meditation at Shine. One thing I like about it, we teach all different kinds.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
Because everyone, you resonate with something different, because so many people are intimidated by the idea that meditation is stillness. It's like, guess what? You can start with another kind.
Well, I jog and meditate. That's when I just get sort of numb. And it works very well for me. I'm not, I mean, you don't have to traditionally sit with a hair shirt and sandals, they say, and expect that if that doesn't work for you, then shame on you because you don't know how to meditate.
Right. No, there's all kinds of ways. Find your way.
Yeah, your energy might be different.
Right, and that evolves over time too. The way I meditate now is different from how I meditated when I started.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I want to say just maybe in closing is in some way it all comes down to love.
Yeah.
Some form and expression of unconditional acceptance, forgiveness, compassion, love, joy.
Give it away and have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve and Jeanne, thank you. Come back again next week. We're going to talk some more.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friends, for joining us on Awaken the Dream. We'll talk to you again soon.